Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we tear into the latest buzz to get you instantly well-informed. Today, we are strapping in for a long-delayed road trip. We're diving deep into the massive new Korean box office hit, The First Ride or Yeon.
Yeah, and this is a really fascinating moment for a deep dive. The film only hit screens, October 29th, 2025. It's brand new.
So we're basically analyzing the initial shockwave, not the, long-term critical consensus.
Exactly. Our sources reflect that. We're looking at real-time reactions from places like K-Pop Map, MK News, and unfiltered audience feedback from communities like Fan Plus. It's all compiled into one pretty detailed analysis.
The mission, then, is to figure out this instant phenomenon. How did this movie just explode at the box office? And what our audience is saying right now about its strengths and maybe its flaws. Okay, let's unpack this. What is driving the immediate buzz around this movie?
Well, it's really twofold. It's star power meeting perfect timing. Right out of the gate, First Ride was #1 at the Korean box office for its opening days. This wasn't a slow burn success. This was immediate, overwhelming demand.
And you have to start with the cast, right? That's what got people in the door. This is Cha Eun's first big lead role on the big screen. That's a massive draw.
A huge draw, but it's not a one-man show.
No, not at all. It's anchored by a stellar ensemble. Kang Ha, Kim Young, Kwang. These are heavyweights.
Exactly. So the names get you to buy the ticket, but it's the concept that sells the experience. And the sources confirm the film delivers on that promise. MK News reported the atmosphere is praised as fresh and pleasant.
A feel-good movie. The kind people are actively looking for.
Totally. And that emotional core seems to be landing perfectly.
Oh, yeah. We saw this one little nugget from the Fan Plus community that it sums up the whole journey. Many reviews say, first you laugh, then you cry.
See? When an audience can boil down the emotional arc to one sentence, you know you've hit the mark. And that's really the key to the box office success. You have this high-profile, talented cast meeting a profoundly resonant concept. I mean, the plot is about old friends in their early 30s who finally take that first trip they never got around to.
It's the ultimate theme of delayed gratification, isn't it?
Yeah.
That nostalgia, that feeling that you left something undone. That appeals to basically everyone.
It does, and that leads us right into its core thematic strength. This isn't just about a trip. It's a character piece built on history.
So tell me more about that history. They've known each other for 24 years. How does a film even convey that kind of longevity without just, endless exposition?
Well, that 24-year history is critical. It means they share inside jokes, traumas, unspoken disappointments. And the script, from what the analysis says, leverages this through subtle character shorthand and shared memories. It's not all just flashbacks. It's more about the silent understanding between them. It gives the whole thing this grounded emotional weight that a typical buddy movie just can't achieve.
Right. You believe the stakes are real when things start to get complicated on the trip.
Exactly.
And to make that history digestible, the film has to balance its tone. It's described as a warm, breezy, and ultimately heartfelt comedy adventure. How well does it weave those together?
Very, very successfully. It fuses genuine comedy with this sort of underlying heartache. The source uses the phrase, think to you about.
The fusion of comedy and heartwarming adventure.
Yeah. And road trips are inherently comedic, right? Things always go wrong.
Misadventure is basically a requirement.
Precisely. So you get these laugh-out-loud, gaggy moments that break the tension. But then the script pivots right back to these tender, introspective beats where each character confronts something personal. Career stagnation, unfulfilled dreams. The comedy lets you breathe before the next emotional dive.
And that balancing act seems to be key to its broad appeal. MK News noted it's drawing in everyone, students, friends in their 30s living this reality, families.
It's because the themes are so universal. Friendship, facing your regrets, that longing for an escape, and none of that would work without the actors. K-Pop Map specifically praised the chemistry.
The chemistry. For a 24-year bond, that's non-negotiable.
Absolutely. The actors have to feel like they have that history. If they felt like strangers, the whole thing would fall apart.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Because while the emotion and the cast chemistry are huge strengths, the sources also had some very sharp critiques about the film's structure.
Right. This is where we shift from box office success to the actual, critical analysis. And the critique centers heavily on the narration by Cha Eun's character, Min.
I saw that. Fan commentary noted his voiceover basically carried the early scenes.
Yeah, and on one hand, that's lovely. It gives you this immediate, intimate insight into his world. But on the other hand...
It can feel like a bit of a cheat, can it? That classic rule of showing versus telling.
You've got it. And this reliance on narration is flagged as the film's central narrative weakness. When you need to convey history or inner conflict, you can either show it through action, which is risky and takes time, or you can just tell the audience with a voiceover. It's an exposition shortcut.
So what are the drawbacks of using that shortcut so much?
Well, it feels intimate, but it relies on telling you how characters feel instead of letting them act it out. Reviewers called it a cinematic crutch. It avoids dramatization, which is the whole point of cinema.
That makes sense. So instead of a scene where the friends subtly ignore his dream, the narration just says, "My friends ignored my dream."
Precisely. It's the difference between drama and a lecture. And when the film leans on that, it feels lazy or safe. It avoids the messy, complex conflicts that make movies great.
And that structural choice must impact the pacing too. If the first act is all narration and setup, how does that affect the road trip itself?
It means the film struggles to gain momentum. The trip is episodic, one location, one event, move on. Because the beginning is so narration-heavy, the pacing sometimes drags. It takes a while to build that energy you expect from a road trip comedy.
And what about predictability? It sounds like the emotional beats are comforting, but maybe a little too familiar.
They're described as formulaic. The arc is comfortable, for sure, but it leans heavily on nostalgia tropes. You know where each character is going to end up. For an audience looking for a safe ride, that's perfect. But for cinematic innovation, it's a weakness.
And the comedy's the same way, I take it. Lightweight and safe.
That's right. The humor gets laughs, but it stays in its comfort zone. It's not taking risks. It's pleasant, but not memorable. For a genre that thrives on chaos, it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
One last thing on that. The ensemble, 5 main friends. Did the film manage to give everyone a proper payoff?
Not entirely, and that's a common struggle in ensemble films. The critique noted that some supporting characters were underutilized. Their arcs felt underdeveloped or weren't as resolved as the main ones. It suggests the script focused so much on the universal theme of friendship that it couldn't quite give every individual relationship the closure it needed.
So what does this all mean? When we wrap this all up, we have a huge box office hit that people love for its heart, but it's also being critiqued for playing it safe.
It means the film is, according to this analysis, a very successful feel-good film. The rating landed between a 3.5 and a 4 out of 5. And it earns that strong mark not because it's brilliant filmmaking, but because it totally understands its mission to celebrate ordinary friendships and the joy of first times, even if they happen a decade late.
So the lesson here is pretty clear. The success of the first ride isn't coming from cinematic risk-taking.
No, not at all. Its power is pure emotional resonance. It succeeded because it was warm, genuine, and hit on these universal truths about growing up. Sometimes, familiarity and comfort are exactly what audiences want.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to carry forward. Given that this film succeeds wildly by being so relatable and safe, does a piece of media need to be complex or surprising to be a truly valuable ride? Or is that emotional connection always the deciding factor for success?
Should cinema challenge us, or should it just comfort us? A great question to think about.
We have broken down the hype, the structure, and the undeniable heart of the first ride. If you've already seen it, we'd love to hear what you think. Got any thoughts?
Feel free to share your opinions or favorite moments in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and content on the latest news, movies, dramas, and books.
And hit that bell icon so you won't miss any new updates.